Today's topic is synthesis of serotonin, melatonin, and catecholamines. So this is the general scenario that we can experience every day. That depression, anxiety, and sleeping troubles. Okay, so these are the problems that most of the students and many people are suffering with. So according to the World Health Organization, nearly 264 million people are suffering with depressions, and this is very critical problem. This is the main problem which finally leads to health issues. So what is the main reason for this problem? So serotonin is the main reason for this problem. So this serotonin is the chemical so which is produced from the nerve cells. This chemical is acting as a mood stabilizer, so which changes the mood of people. Okay, so it is also useful for many functions, performing many functions such as sleeping, eating, digesting. Okay, so this is the main chemical which is released by the brain. So what is the normal level of serotonin? So serotonin is having in our body, so that is 100 to 280 nanogram per milliliter. This is the normal concentration of serotonin. But sometimes what happens, these serotonin levels will be decreased, so that we can get many problems like depression, anxiety, etc. So what are the main reasons for decreasing these serotonin levels? The first reason is taking poor diet. So we need to consume proteinaceous food. This is very much important. Why? Because serotonin will be produced from the amino acid that is called tryptophan. So tryptophan is an amino acid which is useful for producing serotonin. So amino acids are coming from the proteins. So we need to take the protein diet. Okay. So when we take a poor diet, and chronic stress, so when we feel stress for a long time, we'll be getting these depression problems. How can we increase the serotonin levels in our blood? Okay, so there are many ways to increase the serotonin levels. So when serotonin levels are increased, so we can control the depressions and sleeping troubles and anxiety. The first one is meditation. We can do meditation and physical activity for about 20 to 30 minutes. So that will increase the serotonin levels in our blood. And we need to expose to the sunlight. So most of the students are studying for long hours. They are not exposing to sunlight or natural light. So that is also giving the decreased level of serotonin levels. So we need to expose to the sunlight, and we have to take the supplements such as vitamin B6, magnesium ions. So these are the important supplements that we can take, which improves the serotonin levels in the brain. Okay, so we can take the healthy diet, and so we need to quit few important bad habits such as smoking, drinking alcohol, etc. And when the case is worst, so we can use drugs also. So we can use medicine such as antidepressing agents. So antidepressing agent will be useful for preventing depression conditions. How this serotonin will be synthesized in our brain cells? Okay, so this is the pathway. So this is the synthesis pathway, so by which serotonin will be produced. So what is the precursor for this pathway? Tryptophan. So tryptophan is an amino acid which will be useful for producing serotonin by two steps. In the first step, hydroxylation process. By this hydroxylation process, so tryptophan will be hydroxylized, and here at fifth position of this tryptophan, here hydroxyl group will be attached. Okay, so this is called hydroxylation. So here the enzyme involved is hydroxylase. But for performing this enzyme, for activating this enzyme, it requires a coenzyme that is called biopterin. So here the biopterin is a coenzyme which is essential for activating this hydroxylase enzyme, so that tryptophan gets converted into 5 hydroxy tryptophan. Okay, so here hydroxy group will be attached at fifth position of the tryptophan amino acid. In the second step, decarboxylation will be taking place. So carbon dioxide will be removed from this 5 hydroxy tryptophan. So actually this 5 hydroxy tryptophan, which consists of carboxylic group and well as amine group, here carboxyl group will be removed in the form of carbon dioxide. So that's why this is called decarboxylation reaction. And for this decarboxylation, it requires one more coenzyme that is called PLP, pyridoxal phosphate. Okay, so this pyridoxal phosphate is essential for decarboxylation reaction, and this coenzyme will be derived from vitamin B6. Okay, then finally serotonin will be produced in our brain cells, and these serotonin levels are very much important for mood stabilization, sleeping, eating, and digestion. Right? And there is another problem that generally we are having is insomnia, sleeping disorder. We are not getting sleep in the nights, right? So, what is the main reason for this insomnia? The main reason is the decrease in the synthesis or secretion of melatonin. So, melatonin is the chemical, so which is useful for inducing sleep, right? But where it is located? It is located in pineal gland of the brain. The melatonin is a hormone, so which will be secreted from the pineal gland, and it gets released into the blood. And this melatonin hormone will be useful for inducing the sleep. Okay, but when this melatonin will be produced? So when there is a dark light is exist around us, so with that dark light here, the melatonin secretion will be increased, right? So when we are sleeping generally, so these melatonin levels will be increased in our blood circulation, so which finally induces sleep, right? So what are the main reasons for decreasing these melatonin levels? So sometimes these melatonin levels will be decreased due to three important reasons. The first reason is stress. So when we feel stress for the long time, so generally these melatonin levels will be decreased in our blood circulation. And the second reason is smoking. So when we smoke regularly, so what happens? So these melatonin levels also will be decreased. And the third important reason is when we expose to the too much light at night. That means when we are sleeping late night, then the melatonin levels also will be decreased. So these are the main three important reasons for decreasing the melatonin levels. So how can we control it? So how can we improve our melatonin levels? By taking a proper diet. So by doing lifestyle modifications, avoiding late night sleep, okay, and cutbacks on social media, networking, etc. Right. So these are the important lifestyle modifications are required for improving the melatonin levels. So how can this melatonin will be produced in our body? So this is the pathway by which melatonin is produced. Okay, so this is a biosynthetic pathway by which melatonin is produced. So we have already discussed these two steps. The first and second step we have already discussed in the synthesis of serotonin, and the third and fourth step will be useful for formation of melatonin, right? So what is the third and fourth step? Here the serotonin, so which is produced in the brain cells, will be acetylated, will be acetylated in the presence of zinc and magnesium. These are the cofactors, so which are essential for conversion of serotonin to N-acetyl serotonin. So this reaction is called to be acetylation. Okay, why it is called to be acetylation? Why? Because acetyl group is added to the serotonin, then it is converting into N-acetyl serotonin. So this reaction is catalyzed by alkylamine N-acetyl transferase. So this is the enzyme which is responsible for conversion of serotonin to N-acetyl serotonin. In the last step, so N-acetyl serotonin gets methylated. A methyl group is added to this N-acetyl serotonin. This is called methylation reaction. So this reaction is favored in the presence of B12. So vitamin B12. So this is an essential vitamin. So for the conversion of N-acetyl serotonin to melatonin. So finally, the melatonin will be produced. Okay, so this is the biosynthesis of melatonin. And the next one is a flight or fight or flight response. Generally, we can see this flight or fight response. So this is mainly due to a specific chemical called catecholamines. Okay, so catecholamines are the main chemicals which are responsible for flight or fight response. So these catecholamines, so which are two types, so primary catecholamines and secondary catecholamines. So primary catecholamines, which includes norepinephrine, dopamine, and the secondary catecholamines, which include epinephrine. So epinephrine is also called as adrenaline. Norepinephrine is also called as noradrenaline. And these catecholamines, which are biologically active amines, these are very biologically active amines, which consist of a single amine group, so which is also called as monoamine neurotransmitters. Okay, so these three chemicals are responsible for fight or flight response. So these are the neurochemicals, so neurotransmitters which are produced from brain as well as adrenal medulla, right? So adrenal medulla is also producing catecholamines, brain is also producing catecholamines. So in which dopamine and norepinephrine, so these primary catecholamines will be produced from the brain mainly, and norepinephrine and epinephrine, so these two chemicals are mostly producing from the adrenal medulla, right? These are all biologically active compounds. And what is the use of these catecholamines? So these catecholamines will be providing will be enhancing the blood pressure in our body, right? So for increasing the heart rate. So why? Because so when there is a heart rate, then the blood will be circulated to the body. So heart rate is very essential. So but increasing the heart rate, it requires these catecholamines, right? So that when heart rate increases, so more blood will be circulated to the all peripheral tissues, so muscle strength also will be increased, and we can get mental alertness by these catecholamines. So these are very much important chemicals in our body, which finally gives fight or flight response, right? But sometimes these catecholamine production will be decreases due to main factor, that is emotional or physical stress. Okay, so that's why we should not feel more stress. So when we feel more stress, so many chemicals which are present in our body will be decreasing. Okay, the secretion of these chemicals will be decreasing, so which finally leads to many effects. So that's why we should not feel emotional or physical stress. So that's why most of the people, when they feel emotional stress or physical stress, so generally they will take coffee or tea. So why? Because so these catecholamine levels will be increased. So when we take coffee or tea or some other food like bananas and chocolates, etc. Okay, so these food will be increasing the catecholamine levels so that it relieves the stress. But here the question is how these catecholamines will be produced. So this is the pathway by which so catecholamines will be synthesized. So dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. So in which dopamine and norepinephrine will be primary catecholamines. So from which epinephrine will be produced. So that's why epinephrine is called a secondary catecholamine, right? Okay, so what is the precursor of this synthesis? Tyrosine is the precursor for this synthesis. So tyrosine is an amino acid, so which gets hydrolyzed in the first step, and it is converting into dopa. So what is dopa? DOPA is 3 comma 4 dihydroxyphenylalanine, right? So here the DOPA will be produced by the hydroxylation reaction of tyrosine. So for hydroxylation reaction, here also it requires a coenzyme that is called tetrahydrobiopterin. Okay, so biopterin is required, which is a coenzyme. So here the tetrahydrobiopterin gets converted into dihydrobiopterin, and this coenzyme, in the presence of this coenzyme, here hydroxylation will be taken place, and tyrosine gets converted into 3,4-dihydroxyphenylalanine, that is called DOPA. Now this DOPA is decarboxylated. A carbon dioxide will be removed from this DOPA and converting into an amine form, that is called dopamine. Okay, so this reaction is catalyzed by DOPA decarboxylase, and this reaction is favored in the presence of a coenzyme called PLP. So PLP is a pyridoxal phosphate, which is derived from vitamin B6. Okay, so here we produced dopamine, so which consists of one amine group, and now this dopamine, which is a primary catecholamine, which gets converted into norepinephrine by hydroxylation reaction, but this is called beta hydroxylation. Why? Because the beta carbon will be hydroxylized. So here hydroxyl group will be attached at the beta carbon, so that this is called beta hydroxylation process, right? So this is the enzyme which is responsible for conversion of dopamine to norepinephrine. What is that enzyme? Dopamine beta hydroxylase. So to activate this enzyme, it requires vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is required to activate a dopamine beta hydroxylase. So if you see closely, all reactions, every reaction requires one coenzyme. In the presence of coenzyme, only here amino acids will be converting into neurotransmitters or catecholamines. So these coenzymes will be supplied by a diet, a proper diet. If you are taking balanced or proper diet, then these catecholamines will be produced in our body, so that mood will be stabilized and many good functions will be performed in our body, right? So in the next step, in the final step, norepinephrine gets converted into epinephrine. So by the process of methylation, write down methylation. Here the methyl group will be added. So if you closely observe these two structures of norepinephrine and epinephrine, here the methyl group will be added at amine. So this methyl group will be provided by S-adenosyl methionine. S-adenosyl methionine, which is a cofactor, so which will be providing a methyl group, and that methyl group will be attached at amine, so that norepinephrine gets converted into epinephrine. So epinephrine is a secondary catecholamine, which is also called as adrenaline, and this reaction is favored by a phenyl ethanolamine N-methyl transferase. Why? Because methyl group will be transferred here from this S-adenosyl methionine, which provides methyl group, and the methyl group will be attached at amine of the norepinephrine, and finally it is converting into epinephrine. So this is a methylation process, and here we can see two hydroxylation process. The first reaction is hydroxylation process, and the third reaction is also hydroxylation process, but we have to say beta hydroxylation process, and the second one is called decarboxylation process. Here carbon dioxide will be removed. So in all steps, coenzymes or cofactors are essential. In the first step, biopterin is the coenzyme. In the second step, PLP, pyridoxal phosphate, is the coenzyme. In the third step, ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, is required along with copper ions. In the fourth reaction, so S-adenosyl methionine is required. Okay, so this is an coenzyme. So this is about the synthesis of catecholamines.